Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news review and interview channel. And today we're flipping live. I got my old microphone back because the new one I got, I don't know how to operate. I'm too slow and dim-witted. Turns out my father was right. I'm ignorant, he would shout at me from time to time. Hey, if you're watching right now, we got 5 people watching. Make sure you leave a hello in the comments and a thumbs up on this video. That's the best way to grow this channel, and I can't grow it without your support. You want to support me in another way? Patreon.com/flippinthrough. You can support me on Patreon. What do you get if you support me on Patreon? What do I say? Like any amount you support me, you get a 6 set of stickers. The Potter ZB system of weights and measures. Max Korn was here. Some really great stuff. Great ways to vandalize places that you frequent or infrequent. $5? $5, yeah. You get this. Well, not this. Something that does this. The Alfred E. Newman stencil. Very cool. A very highly sought after 3D printed stencil. So you can really tear up the town with it. And on top of that, what do you get? Here, look at, I guess I'll do this. Boop. And then I'll go overhead. And I'll do solo. Here we go. Look at, let me zoom in on this. Look at these beautiful buttons that are in a plastic. Kurtzman, Wood, Jack Davis, and Will Elder. Some custom buttons celebrating 4 of the 5 plank owners of Mad Magazine. So if you like that, you know, check it out. Patreon.com/flipping-through. With that, I think that's everything. Oh, wait, no. That's not even nearly everything. I need to thank the people that support me on Patreon right now, right this very minute. That is Reflection of Perfection, Frank Snyder, Misimo, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shane Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Meadsbury, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. And now, speaking of, Little Cozy Nostril is the littlest, coziest little nostril I've ever seen in my whole life. Kyle Bridgett. Kyle. Oh, whoa.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are all the nostril heads out there in Flippin' Land doing?
They're not nostril heads here.
There's some crossover nostril heads, I'm sure.
They're flip-offs. What do we I don't know what to call them. Yeah, I've checked out some of your live streams. Harvey Esquire, he's a nostril head. What's up, Harvey? He can't talk back.
Yeah, he can't respond. There's a delay.
Angel says yo. Who else is here? Sticks McFly. He has to be a nostril head. But he's saying hi to Harvey.
I don't know if I've seen him. Cam Hayden,
that's a nostril head through and through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he says, "Hey Pat," not hey to anybody else. He's not here for you guys.
Polite. He's being
here
polite.
For me. Oh great, look at. Hey Kyle.
Hi Harvey.
Jeez Louise.
It's nice to see you.
How much for a bigger stencil? I don't know. That's a good question. I'll see how big of one I can make. If I can figure it out, I'll just charge you postage. How about that?
Hey, why are we in the little boxes here?
Oh shit! Sorry.
There
Boom.
we go.
Big boxes for the.
I like this one because you can see my cool StreamYard tattoo that I just got.
Quit pointing out my cheapness, okay? Please. I think if I do something like with the brand, it doesn't even hide it. It just shifts it over.
Yeah.
That's obscene. I hate that. Anyway. Hey, dude, real quick. So I talked to you very briefly about this right before you came on, right before we started. But this will be a treat for you and all the listeners, a new experimental function that I've kind of set up, and that is to have a call-in session. So at some point, maybe after the intermission, we'll do call-ins. I have a Google Voice number. It's not my personal number. It's a fake number, a spoof number, as the kids call it. And you can call in and be a part of the show. Now, here's something I just realized as I was setting this up, Kyle, because I got it working, I think, moments before this live stream started. They won't be able to hear you.
Me?
Yeah, you. They'll be able to hear me. I think I can set it up eventually so that they can hear you. But right now, they'll hear me. You'll hear them, I think. But they won't hear you. So you'll have to talk through me.
This system sucks.
Well, it's we're working with the kinks, man. This is
well, then you test it first. You test it first. Here's what will happen. I'll call, and then I can talk to you on the phone, and I won't hear me. I'll hear you. And you'll hear two of me.
Yeah. But that's not much of a test.
What do you mean?
We don't learn anything from that test.
No, that mitigates me here not being able to talk to people.
But then there's no other person.
Well, there's me on the phone. I'll do a voice. I'll do like a funny voice.
You're talking about us doing this, but with like one extra step.
Well, no, because there'll be two of me.
All right. We'll see how it works. All right. I don't know. I could maybe I can come around on this.
Do long distance charges apply? Does this go to a phone or does this go to like an internet page?
Internet. This goes to the internet. So it's voice over internet protocol. So there's no long distance. I don't even think there's long distance anyway. What is this? Oh, calling in is questionable. I always have a beer during the show. Hey man, do a case race, okay? And then call in. I wouldn't expect to be on air too long, but we'll see. What does this say? Cool. I'd love a bigger one. Oh, anyway, that was... Wait, what are you talking about? Somebody clip this. Anyway, Kyle, what's going on? What's new with you?
What's new with me? Well, not too much. I've got this podcast, Potter ZB. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing it with this idiot, Patrick, and it's pretty good.
I don't like. So I got that going on. You said that.
What? No, I meant it in the good way.
Oh, okay, sweet.
And you should check it out. The third episode dropped on YouTube. Even if you listen to it, you didn't watch it on YouTube, it's worth checking on YouTube because I put some cool things in there. And I just wrapped up the video editing on the next episode of Canonically Crumb, which nice. It's long. It's like half an hour, and it's about Harvey Kurtzman, basically. So,
very cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. I think your mad audience will probably appreciate that, even if they're not crumb bums. If they're, Kurt's heads, they'll like it. And so I just have to do the music. I'm about halfway through putting the music in, and then I have to upload it and see if there's any copyright issues, and then fix those, and then it should be good to go. Maybe Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, the thing about I only know Kurtzman and what's this guy's name? Crumb. Their interactions because of you. I would never have imagined that those two had any overlap in their career. They seem to be.
No, they're friends, man. They're friends. They did comics together. I have segments. I have a bunch of Kurtzman stuff that appears in the Complete Crumb.
Yeah.
I've got some of Kurtzman's underground stuff. I've got Crumb drawing Kurtzman and talking about his history with Kurtzman.
This is like there's something kind of interesting to me about that idea of Kurtzman doing underground comics, but you get it with a couple people, right? You get it with like Ditko and Wood and Kurtzman and probably others that I can't think of, that they worked in the mainstream comic book industry for like decades, and then they go underground. Like usually it's like the opposite way around, right?
But like, it seems like the good life, right? The underground seemed like the good life because if you were working in the mainstream, you were working in very narrow like parameters of what you could do. Maybe you're doing like more magazine stuff, you get away with a little bit more, but they were seeing these underground cartoonists and there's no rules, right? Like
Yeah.
that's a thing that's kind of hard to get your mind around now, is that like anything went. You could do anything, and people were just like trying to be as extreme as possible in their comics, and it was exciting. It was very
Yeah.
exciting, and now it's a little passe even, but it's interesting to see that kind of period in time in comics where it's like there's this secondary market that's like the Wild West,
Yeah.
or even more so. It's like a new frontier altogether, and people are like just doing all sorts of interesting things, and all the like different kinds of comics that were gonna be coming out sort of in the period after that. They sort of originate in that period. Like the autobiographical comics,
Yeah.
sort of like more of the I don't know, just like weird like sci-fi and adult and stuff. You don't get things like heavy metal, or the French version, which is like metal hurlant
Yeah.
with my French is awful. I only have 10 years of public school French in Canada, which
That
is
seems like it's
useless.
probably. Oh, really? I was going to say that seems like would be the opposite. Like you ought
No,
to
no.
know some
It's
basic
hilariously bad. It's
pronunciations.
hilariously bad the way it's taught. It's not good at all.
Yeah.
No one learns French from it. No one.
So I have a name that came up, and I didn't really know about this guy. I knew his name, but I didn't know his reputation or really much of his work at all. But his name kept coming up when I was doing the research on Wally Wood, and that was Alex Toth.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of interested in him. I saw this. The one that piqued my interest the most was like this weird, like jazz influenced thing, and it was like some guy. Maybe he was playing an instrument. I don't know. I was having a fever dream when I was reading it. Do you know the one I'm talking about? There's like a little asterisk or something.
I don't. I'm not
Okay,
super
right.
super up on him. I'm just aware of him.
I was hoping you could give me a crash course right now.
Sorry. I wish I could. I wish I could.
That's all right. Hey, you look at this shirt.
I saw that. I saw that earlier. Talk about an earlier comic guy who didn't get on board with the underground.
Dude, this is a custom shirt, man.
Oh, you had it made?
Well, Petey's mom painted it for me.
Oh, it's a painted shirt.
Yeah, it's painted. It's like
There you
it's real
go.
crispy. But yeah, so
Is
thanks,
that based
Lisa.
off of like Chester Gould profile, or one of the later artists?
I don't know. I don't know what she used for source material, but I feel like did he smoke in the comics? Because I feel like he's missing a cigarette right there.
My God, now I can't think about it. now I can't now I can't picture it. Did he smoke? I mean, he probably casually smoked. I don't think he smoked cigarettes. I
Yeah,
have the celebrated cases of Dick Tracy, I think, right there,
nice.
but I don't think I'll go look right now.
All right, so okay, before we get into this issue, and I know people are probably like, "Oh, come on already." So not only am I coming around on collections of books, I
Okay.
feel like this is up your alley too. Um, I went to the library. The library is a fucking it's filled with books, dude.
Oh yeah. Does your library have a good comic section?
It's okay. It's okay. But I picked up a few things. I picked up a manga, an old horror manga from like I think the 60s, and then Silver Surfer Parable by
Okay.
Mobius and
Oh
what you
yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't read
yeah.
that. I would love to read that actually.
Yeah,
I
I'm
should. I
pretty
love Mobius.
dude. Oh, I just get like shivers. It's so good. He's just I love looking at his artwork. I just get
So
lost in it.
since you brought up manga, this is something I've been meaning to mention to you since you mentioned it on the first episode of Potter ZB.
Yeah.
You were talking about manga and you're saying like, oh, I started with Akira and I don't know, it seems like the quality has fallen. I didn't mention this at the time, but like Akira is like the highest quality manga, like of its age, and like the same with the movie as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is is like a step above even like what would have been considered like the top tier stuff at the time.
Okay, well,
So,
let me tell you what I followed it up with. Like, good point, good point. Akira is like it's a masterpiece
well, it's in
artistically.
like a league of its own. I feel like you can't
Yeah,
compare any other anime or manga to Akira because no other anime or manga is Akira, you know?
yeah.
Like,
Okay, but I read Alita Battle Angel, Ghost in the Shell, a few others from like that are older, and even those, it's like they aren't at that level of storytelling or of art, but they're a lot better than like some modern manga. Some modern manga, it's like I don't know, it turns like to scribbles at points. It's kind of sad.
I think there's like if you're really like a serious manga reader, then I think you're very receptive to kind of like the symbols
Yeah,
and like iconography of manga art and storytelling. And so probably writers and artists can get away with like being more abstract and messy. And maybe it's not about that. Maybe there's like a rhythm to it or something that you kind of miss out on. I don't know. I don't read a lot
yeah,
of manga. And what I do, I mostly read like manga from the 70s and stuff. So
yeah. You didn't hear that, did you?
thank you for muting that.
Could you tell it was a big one?
See, if you had the soundboard, you could have played like Pavarotti doing like "A Solo Mio" or something. That would have been a good cut
I want to get a soundboard. That's the next thing that I'm going to try to do because Noah pointed out he was like, wouldn't it have been cool if like I came out to applause? It's like, God, yeah, that would have been sweet.
Well, you could do that very easy in StreamYard. There's like a section for uploading audio
Uploading
in the
audio?
sidebar. Oh, use like another program though.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, look at background music. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Can people hear this right now? Anyway, that's awful. Should we get into this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you can
sorry.
upload your own there. You could upload claps if you wanted claps or
Yeah.
you know
Oh, look at.
if you wanted you know it'd be a good one to go like clip from some old Married with Children because that had a
Oh,
really
yeah.
raucous audience.
Wait, what the hell? Okay, here we go. This is the one I want. Whoop. All right.
This is better.
My whole school life is public. Only high school is Catholic. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, people should respect your privacy.
Yeah. Demir, what's up, Demir? That dude's awesome. Anyway, Demir, I don't know if you knew this, but we're doing a call-in part later. We'll see if it works. Might be a total cluster, but okay. Here we have Mad Magazine number 31, released June 2023. Our price $5.99, which is indeed cheap.
Yeah, so so like, you know, your sort of longtime flipsters, you know, they'll know that I have a history of putting my foot in my mouth whenever like Tom Richmond comes up. And so, you know, of course it's got to be a Tom Richmond cover. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't even get a minute to ease into this mad before I have to like make an ass of myself and walk it back.
I'm racked with anxiety right now.
So one thing I like about this cover is it was sitting on my table downstairs when I was making supper,
Hmm.
and my 3-year-old came over and said, "It's Alfred E. Newman."
Oh, that's sweet.
So, so you know, I think this is probably the first cover he's recognized Alfred E. Newman and pointed him out. So, I like that. I like some of the chicken fat on here. But my
Yeah.
complaint is mainly that it feels more like a movie parody than a cover. You
Mm.
know, it doesn't quite have the gravitas of the cover. I don't know. You know, it doesn't have the sort of like illustrative, like brushy kind of quality. it's no Norman Mingo. Let's just say that.
Well, I would say that's like saying Akira. It's like comparing Chainsaw Man to Akira.
Okay, sorry. It's no Jack Rickard. That's another one, right?
Yeah, Jack Rickard. Yeah. All right. Well,
No, but I mean, but what I do like about this one is that it actually does feel like the parody that's inside. So inside this comic, Richmond does a parody of Scrubs,
yes.
and this cover feels like it's inside that comic because it's even got some of the same references. Like Kaputnik's doctor is in there. There's all these cartoon doctors in the other one, in this inside. So I feel like that's almost like what he's doing here. And I don't watch any medical shows, and I never really have.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I'm pretty sure some of the Scrubs people are there on
Yeah.
the cover.
Yeah, that's the two guys are Scrubs. There's Dr. Dre. I don't know what this NV hat is.
I didn't
Can
know
you?
who that was, but that makes sense as Dr. Dre. There's
Yeah,
also Doogie Howser is there. I assume he's a kid.
right. That's what I remember him being a blonde though. And then I don't know who this woman is.
I assume she was like a Scrubs person.
No, I assumed she was a nurse.
Well, isn't that what Scrubs is about? I've never watched it.
No, they're all doctors. You bonehead.
Oh, they're doctors? I
I was
thought
being
they're
sexist.
nurses. What?
Yeah, I was being sexist.
Oh, you were being sexist.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
It
a
was
feminist, so I
hilarious.
don't like that.
All right. Well, you're fun. Here we go. Another going into this, the classic. That I not classic. I use that term too much, but like the new format with like the enlarged art of who is that? Bob Clark. Is that Bob Clark? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It says Norman Mingo. Oh, that's on the Alfred though. The Bob
Yeah.
Clark. They must say it somewhere.
Yeah, it
Oh, there
says
it
up
is. Yeah,
here.
you're right.
Um,
That's a weird Alfred, eh? Like a 3/4 Alfred he's drawing there.
oh, this one right here.
No, I mean
Oh,
Bob
oh, right
Clark's
here.
Alfred.
Yeah,
That's fucked up. Like
Yeah.
that wouldn't be allowed. They wouldn't let that pass. Probably this must be really early. 57.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guarantee by like 60 they wouldn't have. They would have said no, none of that.
Yeah.
Only from the front or the back.
yeah. They'd be like, well, and it's like I don't know. It does look. Maybe it's because it is the 3/4 view. It looks a bit off. Like,
Well, it doesn't like it's the look doesn't work, right? Like everything about Alfred's face is like calibrated to only work from the front,
yeah, it's a very directional visage. I don't
All
know.
right, what's Susie's joke here?
All right, Susie's joke. We have where is it? It's the one without. This is a hack. All right. You look up the one that doesn't have a date next to it. So this is on page 32. Can you hold true stories of urology receptionists? There you go. Because that has to do with pee. So you hold your pee in. My kid asked me the other day, she goes, can you get sick if you hold your pee in? And I said, yes, you can, but I don't know to what extent you can be made sick. Is
Well,
that
it just
true?
starts shooting out of you like when you get shot in a cartoon and you think they missed.
Yeah, I told her, and then you start crying and then piss comes out of your eyeballs. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. They just sort of left it. Ooh. Is that a Bad Robot? We got to get Bad Robot to sponsor the show.
Good robot.
Oh,
Why
okay.
would they? They're a local brewery.
They want to get into the American market, man. Dadoy.
I don't know. I don't know if you can just break into the American market. I think there's like major restrictions with alcohol sales
Yeah, I think it's
across
like
the border.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I assumed it was because of like the, practical monopoly that like 3 companies have in the U.S. for alcohol.
I mean, it's probably even worse here, more or less. It's just we have like lots of like microbreweries locally.
Yeah. All right, I'm sipping on a Coke Zero.
So this is like the mad sort of medical themed issue.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that. It is Mad Medical theme. Our first one that we're really digging into, and there's a couple Mad Look Ats. This is a Mad Look at hospitals. Then they have something like a Mad Look at voodoo medicine or something like that.
So this is Tom Luth doing the coloring,
Yeah,
and he's got like a long time, like coloring, sort of like, um, um, collaboration
relationship.
with, yeah, with
Yeah,
I didn't want to say relationship, I want to say collaboration with Sergio. So the colors on this look as good as like any Sergio colors. But I flipped through this earlier and I thought there were some colors in here that looked pretty not great.
yeah. Mad Look at hospitals, though. When was this first published?
I feel like this has got to be an older one because like the mastheads, like the logo Mad Look At got much more elaborate as Sergio went on. So I'm guessing this is an early one. Oh no,
It's
it's not. It's a later one.
2012.
Wow.
So this was probably color. I mean, almost definitely. It was
Oh
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Also, it wouldn't be colored if it wasn't. So sorry, I was just looking at that like the artwork at the top. That's really sparse for
Yeah.
2012. I feel for Sergio.
I Yeah, I think it's fine though. I like his lettering, no matter what, whether it's like chock full of something or more Spartan. No, I really love the way he's like put in these little dots behind certain parts of the letters. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
definitely
why.
pushing it forward.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's like just so much more fun to look at than a typical drop shadow or something.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun. Everything
Fun.
about Sergio is just wonderful.
It is.
He's just a wonderful man.
He's so impish.
What a treasure. What a treasure.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, wait, Reflection of Perfection is here? Dude, is he here right now? Bro, check out Patreon. I need your address, dude. He's my newest supporter, and I can't send him anything. Don't tell me here. Yeah. The anyway, sorry about that. Can you remember any like Mad Look At where you're just like this thing sucks?
I mean, there's the odd one that's not great, like the odd strip, but I can't think of like a full segment that's been awful.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a Mad Look At Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's
Like
not good?
and probably a few other ones where he would just do it was when the first Wonder Woman movie came out. And so like sometimes he would get I think probably told to do a Mad Look At whatever the latest movie is, like The Incredible Hulk or something. And
Yeah.
they're shit. They're so bad. I hate them.
You don't like the movie ones.
No.
He likes Marvel doing like kind of Marvel DC things. Like he's got does Marvel, Sergio does DC, Sergio does Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
And
he's
that's
into that sort
fine.
of stuff
But
to some
I don't
degree.
know. The you know, yeah, he's a regular um Hembeck. You remember him? What's
Yeah.
his name?
Dude, there's so
Fred
much
Hembeck?
Sir Yeah. Dude, there's so much Al Jaffe in this.
Yes.
Um I thought when I opened it up, I thought for sure like, oh, this must be because Al Jaffe died. Um but no, it's because it was Al Jaffe's birthday.
Yeah.
Spoiler, but later on in the book, they're like, happy 102. Here's to 102 more.
They
He was
jinxed
probably
him.
already in the ground when this hit the newsstands.
Oh man. Jeez Louise. Best of
But
luck.
it is always a pleasure to see El Jaffe.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. This one especially, the Mad Practical Joke Catalog for Doctors, written by Beppe Sabatini. Beppe Sabatini. Dang, they're getting international with these hires, man.
I mean, you're assuming they might not be international.
Yeah, they are. That's an Italian name.
Beppe?
Yeah, Beppe.
Sure, it's
Beppe
not.
Sabatini?
I don't know.
Dude, that guy's off the boat like a week ago.
I don't know. I knew a Beppe from Moose Jaw,
No, you
and
didn't.
he was just a
Shut
salt
up.
of the earth. He's a real hoser.
Uh, this issue was out last time we were live, and I said how much Jaffe was in it. Was it? Has it been out that long?
Oh, so this one's been out for a while then? When did this come out?
It says June, so that means I guess April it came out.
I think he means last time you were on, not me.
Yeah, that would have been April I was last on.
So it must have just come out.
Yeah. Look at that. Funny instrument bag, like Felix. Contains 8-inch needles, rusty saws, bent pliers. One look, and they'll pass out. There is, this is fun. They're great Jaffe illustrations, but there is one coming up that was written by Desmond Devlin that is so sick. It is.
They're a good team.
Oh, dude. I wish they would have worked together more often, man. Dribbling specimen bottles. Wait till they try carrying these into your lab. But you're the one who has to deal with all the piss on the floor, though. God. I really like.
Well, not the doctors. They have nurses. So.
Oh yeah, good point. I love it when he does stuff like this dude's arm, the adult-proof pill bottles, where it gets all like twisted up like taffy or something, and it's folded over itself. He's really
that's fun.
Weird stuff like that.
I like the please disrobe sign. I'm going to get one of those.
I can have it with my on-air sign. Beep.
There you go.
Disrupt. A scream. Put them in your waiting room, your hallway, your lobby, everywhere. Then switch them all on. Your office will look like a nudist colony. Golly. Here we have schlubs.
So, yeah, I enjoyed looking at this. I didn't really go in too deep and read it, but it's one of those things. I can't think of a single like doctor show that I've ever really watched, other than just like, the bits and pieces that you see in like commercials or when you walk into a room and it's on or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you watch doctor shows? Do you watch hospital shows?
Okay. Scrubs, I have a tenuous relationship with. I would kind of hate watch it. I never watched it when it was like live on the air, but then we have in the States a channel called Comedy Central, and during the day sometimes when they don't have original programming, they'll play sitcoms on syndication on their channel, and I've probably seen every single episode of Scrubs, and I hated them. But for some reason, I couldn't not watch it. Like if it was on and I was like folding laundry, I'd turn it on and I would leave it there and I'd watch the whole episode. And I don't know what the deal was with that, but it was a dumb show.
We have a thing called Comedy Channel, which is like the off-brand Canadian version of Comedy Central.
Yeah.
And it does the same thing, but I don't remember Scrubs being on there.
Yeah.
But I never watched it. Never watched the show. I remember just it was on. I didn't think it was on TV for very long, but maybe it was a big deal. I don't know.
I think it was a real big deal. I mean, there's a reason like now T-Mobile, they have commercials with these two, the two best buddies, this black guy and the white guy. They're still doing ads, and their show hasn't been on for like over 10 years. But their whole thing was they would go from super like silly and absurd to extremely serious and like trying to like tug at your heartstrings. It was kind of strange.
Weird. Was that like a bit? Was it supposed to be funny that they were tugging at your heartstrings?
No, I think it was supposed to actually be emotional.
Oh, so there's like emotional stakes to the show.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny there. Also Doc. There's all kinds of cartoon characters throughout this. That's why I think the cover kind of feels like it's set within this, because it's like the same colors, a lot of the same gags. You get cartoons on there. You got Kaputnik's doctor there. Does he have a name?
Doctor.
I think it's just Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else do you have? Oh, you have this guy who, what's his name? Herver Clooney, George Clooney.
George Clooney, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not on this show. Also, do you notice that
Doctor.
Richmond did the lettering on that panel, eh?
Wait.
I always love that in
I hear you're hiring
in
TV doctors with bad haircuts.
yeah, I always love that in Mad or Cracked where it's like that's kind of like a bit of chicken fat is like a word bubble.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, and then the other one, don't say it. That's in his handwriting too.
Yeah, so it's like I mean, don't say it. It's like that one you kind of need
Yeah.
because otherwise I wouldn't get the joke. I wouldn't get the joke that Bugs Bunny says, "What's up, Doc?" But
Wait, are you being sincere right now? You wouldn't get that?
I wouldn't have got it without him saying, "Don't say it."
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. I was initially thinking like, why is Bugs Bunny there? But
Yeah. Richmond is the king of chicken fat, second only to Elder, in my opinion. So Elder is like the emperor. He's the god emperor.
I don't agree with that at all.
What was that reaction?
Tom
you had?
Bunk. What about Tom Bunk?
Yeah. Yeah, Tom Bunk. Or even like somebody like Al Jaffe. He'll
Yeah, Al Jaffe
do
was
a
my
lot of
first
cool
thought.
stuff.
And then also who else? Jack Davis is really good.
Yes.
Who else? Those would be like some of the top ones that I would think of.
Yeah. Look at you. Then you just have like the what do you call it? No, I was gonna say Barnum and Bailey. What is that called? Hanna-Barbera. You have Fred Flintstone and this cowboy donkey, whatever his name is. But they're all
I
dressed.
don't remember too many of the Hanna-Barbera characters. Like I remember the big ones,
Yeah.
Yogi, the Flintstones. But like, when you get into like Top Cat and stuff like that, I don't really know anything about those characters.
Yeah. How about this, dude? Should I get a Mad hat?
Are you gonna subscribe?
I mean, I ought to, right? But if I buy the hat, then I get a subscription.
Well, I mean, go for it. I was under the impression that you just liked getting them at the comic store,
Yeah. Well, no,
which
I
is
like
nice.
them. You know what I like? I like having the brown paper on them. Well, it's white paper now, but yeah.
Well, then subscribe.
Yeah. Subscribe, like, and subscribe, just like you should do on this channel. Please make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment either right now live or down below after this video is live. Anyway, you like how I just slid right into that?
Yeah, that was real slick.
Bro, I'm good as hell.
Well, you're something. Um, from the Basil Wolverton style.
Oh, wait. Okay. Wait. This is the full context. Tom Bunk is great, but not really clever chicken fat. Oh, quick drama.
Clever chicken fat. What's the difference between clever chicken fat and just chicken fat in general?
I would say I'm going to speak for Sticks McFly. I'm going to talk to him right now. Talk for him. What he means is you aren't going to
Cultural
get
references.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny looking up at somebody and somebody saying, "Don't do it." That's more clever and thoughtful than just a frog coming out of somebody's diarrhea.
Okay, for one, it's not. Chicken fat is chicken fat. Right? It enhances the flavor of the soup. But, I also disagree with that because I think in Tom Bunk sometimes you get like these extended like chicken fat gags and stuff, things that sort of like, or like there'll be like themes of things. So I don't know. I think Tom Bunk is like much more masterful with chicken fat than Richmond. But
listen, man, you can alienate Tom Richmond. Okay.
Well,
You
I think
can't
Richmond would
alienate
agree with me.
McFly, okay. I draw
Look,
the line at
Richmond's great, but like, chicken fat isn't like that's not like his like best his best feature by far. Uh, he does some good chicken fat, but is he better than Mort Drucker or someone else who's doing movie parodies? I feel like he's in a category of movie parodies specifically.
Yeah. Dude, I like every time I see his stuff that's not movie parodies, I get excited. It's so cool. Like I think his I think it would be cool to see him doing more non-movie parody stuff. Because
Yeah, yeah.
when he has
I
to work
I could
just
agree with
within
that.
a panel, I don't know. He's an incredibly creative and talented person, and I like seeing stuff like where he gets to shake it up a bit.
But he's a caricaturist. Like, that's like his sort of like the core of you know, uh his gimmick or whatever, and he's really good at it.
Dude,
So
he's not
um
dropping it.
he didn't do as much chicken fat as Richmond. But Richmond is building on the chicken fat that Mort Drucker laid down.
Yeah,
So
he
Mort
stands
Drucker
on the
is
chicken
like,
fat of giants. See this?
and
Now
he's
I'm against
yeah.
you, Sticks. All right? That's what you get.
And I would say Richmond's chicken fat is sort of in the tradition of like the movie parodies of your which I would say are not as associated with like the Will Elder style chicken fat, which Tom Bunk is much more in line with that, as is Al Jaffe.
Yeah. This is I just had
This
this
is
thought.
stupid. This is a stupid thing to talk about. I'm sorry.
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, this is the dumbest debate I've ever
This is
been
the
a
chicken
party
fat
to.
of this episode.
All right, this issues proposed mad medals to be presented to deserving doctors. I always enjoyed these because it is like they get to take a shot at the thing. You know what? You know what I just realized? One of the things that bothers me about one of the things that bothers me about the sort of modern era of Mad is that you got, as time went on, less sort of like vaguely directed insults and more specific insults, right? So it wouldn't be about a joke about, like doctors and how shitty they are. It would be this one particular doctor or like
So
one particular politician. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have some insight into this actually.
yeah, here, should I hide this? Oops.
So there we go. That's better.
Yeah.
When I was in Mad and I was submitting weekly, and then also for things like 20 Dumbest or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of my early submissions were like kind of more general, like airline safety, quirks and quirks of things like that.
Yeah.
And Ryan Flanders said to me, he said, "Look, this is funny, but we've been around for like 60 years, so we've done a million bits on like airline safety or all these sort of quirks and quirks, and so we're interested in things that are kind of new." And so I think what happens is you necessarily kind of have to zoom in on things. You can't kind of go as broad
Yeah.
as like just metals. And the thing that he suggested, he said, if you want to do something with like, airlines, then make it really specific about airlines. And so they basically there was an effort to be more specific
Mhm.
in their direction because they had done so much broad stuff early on. I guess they didn't want to feel repetitive, or they didn't want to like go over, you know, territory that already been done. But I mean, then they have stuff like Spy versus Spy, which is the same thing for like 70 years. So
Yeah, I mean that's sort of what I was thinking. I was like, but it is repetitive, and that's
but
fine.
there's a certain kind of repetitive in their topic that I think they want to avoid. They don't want to do like these sort of like t-shirts Are t-shirts
Yeah.
wacky? Look at all the t-shirts people are wearing,
Yeah,
which they
but
would have done that in the 70s.
it would have been cool if it was like more airline hijacking humor. I'd get behind that. That'd be funny. You could do that.
Yeah.
Do you watch that video where they were making a bunch of airline hijacking jokes?
What, Mad?
Yeah, I forget what it was. It was like one in the 60s or something. And there's all these references to hijackings and
Oh
airlines.
yeah. Well,
And I
there's a
looked,
ton of airplanes hijacked in like the late 60s.
dude, I didn't know this. And I was like, I looked it up. And like just related to Cuba in like 1972, there was something like 30. And it's like, Jesus Christ. If you were flying anywhere south of, you know, South Carolina, you might get hijacked.
And there wasn't as many planes flying back then. And also,
Yeah.
people put on a suit.
Yeah, it's
It
insane.
was still an
dude.
event.
Dude. And
Yeah,
like,
it
we
just
get
kind of
one
reminds me of
shoe
that
bomber.
great Simpsons joke where they're looking at the Mad magazine, and Milhouse says, "Oh, they're making fun of that Spiro Agnew guy again. He must work there."
Oh my
But that's
God.
what Mad's like reading. It's like reading Mad, especially as a kid. But then
Yeah.
if you're going back and reading through, you might as well be a kid because like there's going to be stuff you don't have a frame of reference for.
Yeah. Oh dude, I was actually reading through I gave my daughter Mad About the 70s, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe it was Mad About the 60s. And we were reading through and she was like amused by some of it, but then other stuff she's just like, I don't understand what they're talking about. It's like, I
Yeah.
know, darling. And you never will. So
Well, I remember picking up a used cracked paperback
yeah.
at one point, and it was from the like 60s, like late 60s. And it was all like Iron Curtain stuff, all this like USSR kind of Red Scare kind of stuff. And I was like 9 years old. I had no idea what any of it was. I was
Yeah.
like in the post, Berlin Wall era. And I remember then years later thinking back to that and being like, oh, that cracked paperback suddenly makes sense.
Oh, it's great though. I mean, like I do think about that. As a kid, I wonder how much of it did stick in my head, and like there was some level of education happening. How about the Spy versus Spy though?
This must be an early Spy versus Spy versus Spy.
Well,
This
let's
is from
look it
63.
up.
Is this the first one?
Of her? No,
Yeah.
definitely.
Where's
not.
her first appearance?
I used to know. I do not know anymore. Wait, where is it? Oh, this is in 63.
When did Spy versus Spy start?
I don't know. I made a movie about it. Made a video about it.
All right, pause. We'll watch the movie.
All right, here we go. Okay, so this is okay. I'm looking it up. I'm getting there.
You need
No.
a guy in a chair. You need
Jesus
that
Christ.
you need like a tech guy.
Dude, I would love a producer. That'd be so sick.
Do you know any nerds?
1961 was Spy versus Spy's first appearance in issue 60. That was that upside down issue, I think. Oh no, that was the
Which one?
double-sided issue. It was the one where it had congratulations Jack Kennedy, congratulations
Okay.
Nixon. That was the cover.
61.
Spy-
So by 63, I guess it's December 63, so it's like probably closer to like 4 years later or whatever. 3 years later.
1962 was the first appearance of the Black Spy.
Wow, it must have been a boring comic up until that point. Just the white spy.
Wait, what? Oh, the Gray Spy. I'm sorry.
Antonio Projas, spy.
Spy.
They almost canceled it, and then he added a second spy.
Yeah. It was real popular in the States because he titled it The Negro Spy.
Ooh. See, this would be a really good
'Cause Negro That's Spanish. It's not racial.
Okay. I've also read a bunch of old Ian Fleming James Bond books. And they can get a
Yeah.
little racist at times.
Dude, didn't he
No,
describe
but
James
that'd be a fun like mad articles, like prequels to famous mad articles.
and it's
You could just do
spy?
spy.
Yeah. And he's
He's
just
just standing there.
6 panels. Or he a big box gets delivered and he opens it and it's just an item. And nothing happens.
It's like he pulls it out and you're like, what is it? And he like screws it into light or something. It's a
Yeah.
light bulb, you know?
Dude, I love the Gray Spy.
I wonder if you could do a whole series of just like spy. They're all just like really boring. Like they feel like they're building up to something, but then the joke is always like nothing happens.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you writing credit and I'm going to draw and submit to Freaky. Spy.
All right. Hey, how about this nurse?
Dude, what the fuck is with this?
This coloring job is like I mean, it's not great. I think it does hurt it. I went and looked up the black and white version,
Yeah.
which is like very little gray. Like just basically the wall in the background is gray
Yeah.
and everything else is white. But I mean, it does look better. This color job's not too bad. It's just
Dude.
kind of plain.
What? But again, what the fuck is this nurse? This doesn't even look like something he drew. Am I taking crazy pills?
I mean, he just seemed to be like really oversexed on this nurse. Like, what are her measurements? She's like Jessica Rabbit.
It's obscene. This is like a family show, and this is what they're putting in front of me.
This is like a very sparse Al Jaffe. There's like there's some cross hatching and hatching sort of like in the background.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that would have been on the original now that I think about it, because the background's all gray. I don't
Dude,
know if
I'm
they would have
looking
added
this
that.
up. Oh,
He
this issue
probably
is
had
awesome,
that.
dude. This original issue has like a Babar thing. Dude, Babar is sick. All right, here, hold on. Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna do. I think. Let me see. What the? What is this? Does it go black for you?
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay. It's a strange drawing by him. That's all I'm going to say.
It feels like he's using a different pen or something. Like it looks like it's drawn with like a rapidograph or something. Like the line is like perfectly, it's like one width of line throughout the whole thing.
What the
feel like
hell
normally
is
it
a
would have-
rapidograph?
Oh, I'm sorry?
What's a rapidograph?
It's like a design pen. Looks like this. I mean, there's different kinds.
Do I
Look,
need
this
one?
one's even in the package. There you go.
Oh. Okay.
They're
So
like
it's like a pen.
$30. Yeah, but it's for engineers. So they're kind of they're a little finicky to draw with.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm really being focused on here, but
sorry. I got distracted. I started looking up rapidographs.
yeah, different companies make them. I use Kohinoor. That's a brand that's around here, but there's also Rotring is a pretty famous one.
All right.
And they just give you like a perfect line, like as clear a line as you can get. It's for doing blueprints, and then they have different sizes.
Is that something like, would Mobius have used a rapidograph?
Mobius, I don't know if he would have been. I'd have to look at his stuff and sort of tell you. So a lot of artists, they sort of will go through like a rapidograph phase and then sort of move on to like using like a fountain pen or a brush or like a dip pen, like a crow quill or something.
Yeah.
And then you get more line variation. Whereas like if you draw with a rapidograph, it's like a very distinct, like even line. Like it doesn't matter how much pressure you're using.
Even
So like a
things like
micron,
microns, they'll give
a
you
micron
some
is like a
variation.
simulacra of a rapidograph, basically. So a lot of times people trade in their microns for a rapidograph. It's like when you're ready for your big boy pants.
Oh,
But then you find out that there's bigger boy pants after that,
yeah.
and you switch to like a dip pen.
Yeah. Dude, I got a bunch of crazy stuff. I got like some dip pen things and like nibs. I don't know how to use them.
They're fun.
Anyway,
They're a lot of fun.
yeah, I
Cheap.
tried playing with it, but I can't get a consistent thing. They might be just too old. That's not a thing, is
That
it?
can be. You need the right ink. You need they shouldn't be too hard to clean. You should be able to like just put them in some sort of
Yeah.
like cleaner.
I think that's my
Um,
problem is not the right ink.
but there's also different kinds of nibs that are made of different sort of things. So some are more flexible than others. So if
Yeah.
you find you go to press down and just all your ink comes out, it's probably a really flexible nib. There's also a lot of calligraphy nibs, and they
Yeah,
like
those
only sort of draw in certain directions.
yeah.
You skip over Duck Edwing.
Yeah, I did. Okay,
That's
fine.
fine. How do you feel about Duck Edwing?
Duck Edwing. I like him. I like him a lot.
See, he was like the Don Martin, I feel, of my era in Mad. Like Don Martin had gone to Cracked, and like Duck Edwing, I felt like kind of took up his mantle place.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan of Duck Edwing, for sure. I had
Yeah.
all kinds of Duck Edwing books and stuff.
I like how kind of fucked up his people are. Like this guy, with this like weird clubby toes that he has, and this nurse with the tiny eyeballs all close together. I like his style. It's just
He's the kind of guy you can't picture him doing just like a regular drawing. Like he probably doesn't. Like he probably doesn't have great drawing skills. He has like honed cartooning skills.
yeah,
But he's very funny,
yeah.
because he started as a writer.
That's right. He would ghost writing for Don Martin.
Yeah.
So it's no
And I
wonder
think during that
he's
time he developed his style of drawing.
yeah. But it's no wonder he was able to like kind of take over that mantle so easily of doing these like one-page gags, which
Yeah,
yeah,
and I think he's funnier. I think he's funnier doing his own thing than writing for other people.
yeah, for
I
sure.
think Don Martin's funnier doing his own thing too. That's why I feel like when I was a kid reading Don Martin and Cracked, I kind of preferred it to
Hmm.
like the mad stuff I was reading.
Yeah. Um, Gosh, it's the thing about you bring up Don Martin. I was showing my daughter. We were like just laying on the carpet looking at. She was looking at that Mad '60s book, and like reading it. And I go, okay, check this out. And I take out this like artist edition of Silver Surfer Parable, and I'm like, this is like the one Mobius thing I know I can like flip through, and it's not going to be like homeo whores and like
It's not the horny goof.
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, all right, check this out. I want to show this to you. Totally disinterested. And I was like, but look at all the details and everything. She's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I go, well, hey, what kind of art do you like? Like looking at? Like what art really captures you? And she looks at me and she goes, Don Martin.
Does she like to draw?
Yeah, she does. She's not like yeah, she does. She likes art. It's not something that's like super. She has varied interest, right? So she doesn't just like
Mm,
focus in on that. And I don't know. Sometimes you hear about kids who are just voracious drawers. She
yeah.
reads like a maniac. She just nonstop reading. So
I ask because like I find a lot of kids they're kind of drawn to art that's simpler, and I think because there's a feeling like, oh, I could achieve this. Like it feels like something, even though often they don't realize like where it's complex or something. But
yeah,
um I thought like I was always drawn to the more simplistic kind of cartoons because it was like this is closer to what I could draw. Whereas if it was like a Mort Drucker or someone, it was like I didn't feel like I could ever draw like that.
yeah.
I still can't, like, um, but I could pull off a convincing Don Martin, I think.
Hey, I think maybe now is a good time to pause, do a little intermission.
Yeah, yeah.
Those of
Before
you
we get to
who,
this Don Martin comic too.
oh yeah, uh, those of you who are tuned in right now, remember we're going to be doing a call-in segment. We're going to try it, and if it sucks, then I'm going to stop it. So, Sticks McFly, chug those beers, and we'll be hearing from you guys shortly. Make sure you hit subscribe. And hey, in the banner, not the banner, in the whatchamacallit below, you will find links to get to Kyle Bridgett's YouTube channel.
Hey, check it out. I got a new video coming out on probably Sunday.
Nice.
It's a gas!
There hasn't been a nurse in that room for 2 weeks. How come they're all rushing in now?
It's tip time. Nurses can smell patients who are checking out a mile away.
I guess you're right. 4 of them are from another hospital.
The heart patient in 413 just had a serious relapse. What happened?
Well, he rang the button over his head for a nurse, and one actually showed up.
Miss Fuddle, you've got the name tags on these babies all mixed up. Now we'll never know which infant is which.
Don't worry, the mothers will never know either.
Hey, who put a lock on this bathroom door? Bathroom doors in hospitals are not supposed to have locks.
I know. They're taking all the fun out of nursing. Now how can we walk in unexpectedly and embarrass the patients?
Ready to operate, Doctor.
Okay, Mr. Gumbill, now just drink this glass of whiskey and bite down on this bullet. We'll have that little old gallbladder out in a jiffy.
Maybe I better check the credentials of this new anesthesiologist.
How awful. If only he could have held on for another hour.
Why? Is his doctor coming?
No, we could have charged him for an extra day.
Nurse, what's the idea of allowing Mr. Fulbus to fall asleep? You know he's supposed to have the medication I prescribed at precisely 8 p.m.
I'm sorry, Doctor. It won't happen again.
Okay. Now wake him up and give him the sleeping pills.
I gave the patient lunch and he threw up.
Well, that's not unusual considering the food in this hospital. Try feeding him intravenously.
I did.
And?
His vein threw up.
Melissa? Come on, try again. Now, this has been going on for 3 days now. Why can't you admit this patient?
Well, he hasn't been able to tell us his Blue Cross number.
But these charges are ridiculous. $30 for a box of monogram stationery and $250 for a donation to your new Sarah J. Fingerhut Memorial Pavilion.
But, sir, one of our solicitors sold these to you right after you came up from the recovery room.
I don't remember that at all.
Of course you wouldn't. You were delirious at the time.
How dare you charge me for a private room when my bed was in the corridor?
Because yours was the only bed in the corridor.
Where are you going with that garbage? I'm taking it out to dump it. Idiot! That garbage isn't garbage going out. That garbage is food coming in.
Hello and welcome back to Flippin' Live, the #1 Mad Magazine news review and interview live stream. Here we are with Kyle Bridgett.
So I suggested that you play that intermission, even though I think you've played it before.
Yeah.
Because that comic that's based on is later in this issue. So
Yeah.
I
Nice.
thought maybe that would be kind of fun.
It was fun. I had fun. Okay. We're going to try this, Kyle. You are a...
Oh, this is a call-in.
You're going to be a party to the call-in number. So right now, this is the telephone number to call, 612-389. Don't do it, Kyle. 8524. You can call and hop on air with us now. So anyway, do you want to talk? What should we talk about in the meantime?
Should we just go back to the issue while we wait?
Well, here's the problem is, oh yeah, I guess we could, because if it rings, then I'll know. So I'm going to remove that, And then I'll go to... What the hell? There we go.
Close. There we
Boom.
go.
All right,
The
there we
picture
go.
sucks, though.
What?
It's a little blurry.
It looks crisp and clear where I
Does
am.
it? Maybe just on my end. Maybe I'm getting some.
Yeah. Oh, we got a
light
caller. Oh, we got a caller. All right, here we go. Remove. Okay, hold
Hey,
on.
Patrick, long-time caller, first-time listener.
Okay, hold on. I'm not hearing it. What the frick? Oh, hold on.
Oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
Wait, microphone? That? What the frick? Why didn't it work? God damn
It's
it.
a prank caller, man. Do you ever watch that show that you see him on YouTube, Let's Paint TV?
No.
Okay, so it's this show. It was a cable access show. It's this guy. He's painting. So he's always painting. He's all about multitasking. And so he's always painting, but he's also always running on a treadmill. But then he's doing something else. So it'll be like, let's paint and exercise and make a sushi gingerbread house TV. And so he'll be doing all these things at once. But the real point of the show is while he's doing this, people call in, and they call in to like swear and insult him.
Yeah. How strange.
Straight up your alley.
Yeah. God damn it. Well, I just tested it. Well, you can't look at, but when I hit the thing for the ringing, it plays and it goes in my ears.
It's almost like it's something you should have tested in advance.
Well, I goddamn did test it. Okay, here we go. We're trying it again. Hello. What the frick? Did you hear that beep?
I heard the beep.
Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Mic not working. Open mic settings. Microphone. This microphone. Hello?
Maybe it's going to your old microphone.
God damn it. All right. Well, this is a failure. Hello? Can you hear me, caller?
Wait,
Hey,
you have the
listen.
audio going to your microphone?
Say something, you pervert. No. Speakers. Headphones. Wait, maybe I do have it going. Hello, speaker? God damn it. Hello?
Hello, Patrick. This is Speaker.
Hello?
Hi.
Well, I fucked the whole thing up.
I know. And you did it on air in front of everyone.
All right. That was like personal information.
Oh my god. You can edit it out of YouTube later.
I'm going to have to hide this. God damn it. Okay.
You can actually go into the YouTube editor and clip that out.
All right. I'll have to do that. Frick.
I mean, but now you've drawn attention to it, so your information's being stolen as we speak.
No, it's not my information. It's like my
That's
buddy.
even worse.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, it was maybe not the worst idea, but
I like the idea.
I'll try it again some other time.
Yeah, you should try it on StreamYard.
Yeah. Oh, here I got to turn this thing off. Okay. Banners.
Just give out your home phone number. People can call you on that.
Well,
You
that
can put 'em
wouldn't
on
be
speakerphone.
that wouldn't work any better. Let's see.
Why not? You put
That
them on
was me.
speakerphone.
It went to voicemail. Is the swearing for motivation? You fucked up. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me. Fuck. All right. Yeah, quit the heavy breathing. Jeez Louise. Quit laughing about it. All right. Anyway, let's get back to this.
All right, back to Don Martin.
Yeah.
Wait,
What am I
can you put
doing?
that on there?
Yeah. What a pain in the
Oh,
butt.
yuck.
All right.
What the hell? What'd they do to
What?
this Don Martin?
What? Oh, the coloring?
Oh my god, it looks awful.
I mean, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't look. It doesn't look worse than the Jaffe one.
I don't know. I think maybe it doesn't go as well with the style.
Yeah. It is.
Like the style is more wacky than like it feels too. I don't know. There's something about it just doesn't look right to me. I really am repulsed by this
Really?
particular like color job. Maybe
Full
it's an old
Repulse?
school color job. It says originally published in '63, but it must have been colored since. This
Well,
isn't.
yeah,
this
this
isn't like
can't
old
be.
school coloring.
Yeah.
It's digital coloring.
Oh,
I don't know. Something about this one just repulses me. I think maybe because the colors are too boring for Don Martin. Like Don Martin should almost have like the Simpsons colors or something.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, like more brighter things. They kind of got it in the pants, right?
I don't know. Something about this one. I don't like it.
Yeah. Ooh, how about this? Some more Al Jaffe, but not in the artist's chair. He's the writer of this one. I remember seeing this as a child, or maybe a young man. Circulation of blood is difficult for most people who must stand and or sit upright all day at their jobs. Blood, which is supposed to be evenly throughout the body, actually settles down to the bottom parts. And I love this. This like the It's perfect. What's the option between sitting or standing?
Leaning.
Oh, leaning, like on a broomstick.
Yeah, or like, whatever, a vacuum. If you're
Yeah.
more like if you have better technology. Or
Yeah.
like
You're like a housewife.
on a very short person.
Yeah.
If they're just the right height.
It's right on their head.
A brick wall in an alleyway where you
Oh,
flick your switchblade with your slicked back hair.
Oh, dude. That'd be sick, man. Wish I could have that job.
It's a lean, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. That's the whole gag. Now this one, dude.
That is great. Like great visual though. Like Bob Clark really delivers.
Oh, always. He always delivers. So, Kyle, you've taken the first step toward mental healing by going into therapy. Too bad you probably put more thought into your last beer purchase than you did in selecting the person with whom you'll share your most intimate and perverted secrets. This is almost written for you. How do you know if they're qualified? How do you know if they're really helping you? How do you know if these overpaid hacks are even listening? You don't. But you should definitely get a new psychiatrist if. This is amazing. This whole one.
This is a good one.
This is what I was referring to before. This is written by Desmond Devlin. And he's like he has this perverse sense of humor. And he's great. He's such a great writer.
Well, and this one's really punched up because this joke I was thinking about, it's like, even if he had pictures of himself with his patients on the walls and it wasn't naked women, that would still be a red flag. Right? Because you want a kind of like anonymity. You want a kind of like privacy. And it's like,
and he's naked too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Listen, Al Jaffe knows.
But they're all women. That's how you know. That's how you know it's not just nude healing.
Yeah, this dude is hetero as hell. He's like it's crazy. During free association, he keeps coming back to the same word. How about you play the doctor?
All right, hold on. All right. Black.
White.
Penis.
Man.
Hot.
Cold.
Penis.
Man.
Good.
Bad.
Penis.
Man.
Penis.
Man.
Penis.
Man.
Penis. I think I got ahead of you. There was an extra man in there.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
No, I think you threw in an extra penis.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. I enjoy a good penis,
You love an extra penis.
I think they're great.
Hey, I love mine.
There you go. Well, self-love is the first love.
Yeah. He has an unusual approach to dispensing drugs. Okay, here's a prescription for 100 Prozac. You have it filled and we'll go halvesies. Just like all of these are just amazing. What's the one where he's like, oh yeah, the one I really like is where he's mocking the guy. He tends to ask inappropriate questions. Tell me, Mr. Johnson, if I were to write a screenplay based on your bedwetting problem, would you go see the movie? Poor guy. Look at that. Oh, Coachy.
That's the best one.
Show 5 minutes early one week. Just come from slowly licking the leather couch. Oh, Coachy, Coachy. You're the only one who understands. There's a fruitcake hanging on the wall. Dude. Hey, Angel, this is a family show, man. Could you just tone it down a little bit? Golly. Oh, look at here we have Sticks McFly. I was going to tell Kyle that they have the Robert Crumb Sketchbook Volume 4 at a store near me, but they want $125.
I just bought it for like basically that.
Yeah. That's the price.
Yeah. But thank you. I just got that. I got it. It's no longer on my list. So I think what's on my list now? There's like a German copy of, I think it's called But Is It Art? And I don't think they're very rare, but there's like one page in it that I'm missing.
That's interesting. All the others have been printed in the Crumb books you have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what's like in the complete Crumb is it's almost worse than collecting
floppies.
Floppies because like, you know, you end up having to buy like a hardcover book to get one page.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. Is it the cookbook?
No, I do want a copy of that too. I do want a copy of the cookbook. I'd like to get a copy of the cookbook and actually do like a cooking show. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I have a digital copy of it, but I wouldn't do like a show without a physical copy.
Yeah. I do love this one right here. When you ask him his opinion about the Ritalin controversy, he says, no way could he beat the Joker. And I do like this because it's that, what is it? Bruce Timm Joker from the animated series.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that too. When I was reading this at first, I was thinking like, when is this from? It's from 97. I saw that and I was like, oh, so this must have been around, because I don't remember this from when I was a kid, but it's from 97. So it was sort of like I was just starting to read infrequently, really, around then. I was really into the heavy metal.
Dude, you left at such a bad time.
Oh, it got good, eh?
The 90s were good. Yeah, dude.
I mean, the early 90s for Mad is good too. I think like the 90s for Mad is like quite good.
Yeah. I agree. Hey, how about this? Game Boy. We should talk about this though. Paging Dr. Jaffe, Dr. Al Jaffe. This is the thing you mentioned before.
Yeah.
You know, not great timing. No one likes a visit to the doctor unless that doctor is the legendary Al Jaffe, who turns 102 on March 13th. But Al is no tongue depressor. He's been dispensing smiles and laughs since 1955. He's the oldest living member of the gang of usual idiots. But you wouldn't know by looking at him. He doesn't look a day over 101. So if you're looking to be like Al and make it over the century mark, remember, laughter is the best medicine, but antibiotics aren't half bad either. Happy birthday, Al. Here's to 102 more years of hilarity.
That's good.
And then that lovely...
This was a cover, though, basically, to another one, wasn't it?
Yeah. By Sam Viviano. Mad number 14.
Yeah, pretty recently. That was was that the Al Jaffe issue, basically?
Yes,
like
his farewell one.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah.
I bet, I feel like I haven't had any public expressions of being very sad about Al Jaffe. I just feel like it's not a surprise.
I think
this is funny.
Did the episode of Potter ZB come out where we talked about Al Jaffe?
Yeah. That one's out right now, I think.
Yeah.
That's Snappy Answers Stupid Questions.
Yeah.
And The Woman Wonder Department.
It is.
And,
Listen, it's a celebration. Our laughter is a celebration of life.
Bit of the gallows humor.
Yeah, it's 100. He's 102.
Oh my God, he thinks it's funny. I think
he thinks it's funny.
He
was always laughing at.
There's other people who die at 102 that I would not be as jovial about, out of respect. But out of respect for Al Jaffe, I'm not being too
macabre,
weepy about it, because I have nothing but good memories of Al Jaffe.
Yeah.
And he was good to the last drop. Of ink. All
right. That was a good recovery, I think, for both of us after laughing at the birthday wishes. I think we're in good
It's just so funny. It's just so funny. I was reading through it thinking oh, this is going to be the Al Jaffe memorial. I kind of flipped through and I got to the end and I was like, what, they didn't mention that Al Jaffe died? Where did they put it? And I get to the middle, it's like, happy birthday.
They're going to have to do that the next issue.
See, what they should do is do a correction. They should do a correction.
In the previous issue, we wished Al Jaffe a happy birthday. At the time of that publication, Al Jaffe had already deceased. So we would like to retract those birthday wishes and, wish him
express our sincere condolences.
Yeah, as he enters into purgatory. Wait, what is he? Is he Catholic? No,
I don't know.
What is he?
Al Jaffe? Jewish?
Jewish? Oh, he's not going to purgatory. Sorry, bro.
I don't know. I don't know if he's Jewish, but I feel like he probably is. Maybe.
I think because
he was with Kurtzman and that whole sort of New York, comics crowd.
He is Jewish. Almost certainly, because I think I remember reading something when you Google a lot of the mad artists, like Mort Drucker too. He's Jewish. They'll have articles in these Jewish newspapers or Jewish websites, all about them, because they're notable Jewish people.
There you go.
Yeah. So. Oh, God. Anyway, listen, he'll be okay. We'll all be okay.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for that correction, though.
Because by the time the issue comes out, it's going to be it's going to seem like it's so late to be saying Al Jaffe died,
Yeah. But they'll have
It's going to be as long as possible.
Yeah. It'll come out in June. It'll come out just in a month, right? Oh, dude, I can't wait.
And they'll have to admit too that Potter ZB beat them to the reporting of it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that'd be sick. Oh, I wonder, will Flippin' Through ever get a mention in Mad Magazine? Probably not.
No.
Even though I'm the #1 Mad Magazine news review and interview channel.
They shouldn't acknowledge you.
Yeah, you're right. That'll only encourage me. This is my favorite one here. It's oh, my back hurts. All right, well, he's going to get a massage. Headed to the massage parlor. For those of you who are unaware, oftentimes massage parlors are simply fronts for prostitutes.
Oh my God, I lived in Windsor, Ontario when I was 19, 20.
Yeah.
Right on the border, the Ambassador Bridge is right there over to Detroit. And I lived downtown in the seedy area where I lived between two massage parlors and across the street from another massage parlor. And I'm pretty sure in my building there was an even less legitimate massage parlor than those other two really illegitimate massage parlors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the escort section in the yellow pages of the the Windsor phone book at the time was like this. That was a crazy town for a while there.
Holy smokes.
'Cause it's like a frontier town right on the border, right? And you can drink at 19.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's like let's
And
get
there's a casino.
loaded and go to the massage parlor.
Yeah, and your dollar's worth like $1.25.
Dude. Man. Poor young people.
Then they started requiring passports to cross the border.
Yeah.
No one could come
What
over.
border?
The Canadian border.
Oh, the
The
Canadian
U.S.-Canada border.
Oh, okay. Do you need
Yeah,
any
you
type of
see.
documentation to go from one province to another?
No, not generally.
Do you see Chester Brown bouncing around like a pinball? Is that a Canadian reference?
I don't know. I know Chester Brown. I don't know why he's bouncing around like a pinball.
Kyle, so when you worked in that sex shop or the gun
I did.
shop?
Well, I worked in two different sex shops in two different provinces, but
Right.
I did work at a sex shop at the time.
Wait, was the first sex shop like, you'll never work in this town again? You'll never work in this province again. You're like, all right.
No, I worked there until I gave my notice, and then I left the province.
Yeah.
And then later worked at one here. From escort place to escort. Oh, now I get it.
All right, explain.
Because he wrote the book about. Chester Brown wrote a book called "Paying for It," and you know Chester Brown?
No.
So he's like a sort of, I guess, an alternative cartoonist. I think he was like biggest kind of like in the 80s and maybe 90s. And he did a book called Paying for It. He was friends with Seth. Do you know Seth? Cartoonist Seth? Okay. Or Joe Matt.
Dude, don't ask me if I know, because I don't know.
Those are three. They're friends. They're like three
Amigos.
like Canadian cartoonists. They were all buds, I think, in Toronto.
Yeah.
And then they made it pretty big in the alternative comics scene, especially Seth. Yeah, he wrote a book that's like about like him deciding to just use prostitutes. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's worth checking out.
I'll see if they have it in my library.
They might. It's like considered very literary. And then he also wrote another book called Mary Wept at the Feet of Jesus or Joseph. I can't remember the name. I think it's the Feet of Jesus.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's about
where she wept.
Yeah, so it's about his theories about prostitution in the Bible having been like basically gentrified over the years. And so it's all these stories about like, this is a prostitute right here, and here's how I think the story really went.
I might be interested in hearing that, actually.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
But like half of his book is like notations, so it becomes like homework.
Yeah. Geez. I don't know.
It's a bummer.
I don't know about that then. This is disgusting. This is like kind of hard to look at. It's remarkable though. The Chiropractors Convention. And I mean, it's just like, I don't know. This is pretty awesome. What year was this? 99.
99, yeah.
Tom Bunk has like kind of a unreliable quality control. Do you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes like this is like very beautiful, high fit and finish. And then other stuff around this time period or earlier, it seems a lot more like it's very clearly him. His style comes through, but it will be a lot sort of like rougher. I don't know how else
this is like that. This is just ink on paper, but I think like a lot of his color work, especially like he's using a lot of different mediums, so it has like almost like a painterly kind of quality to it.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a scale. This is something interesting about Tom Bunk is that like he kind of functions at all these different scales. So there's like Tom Bunk where like all the characters are like little itty bitty
Yeah.
like thumbnails. And then there's ones like this where everything's really big, and it's strange to see him drawing at this scale. It's like when you play like a side-scrolling video game on like Sega, and the sprites were like this big.
Yeah.
And it would feel weird if you were like a Nintendo guy.
Well, it almost looks like Basil Wolverton. That's how neat and tidy it appears to me. But when it's very small,
that's because he's drawing big and shrinking down.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, like sometimes when he draws, I guess, small and keeps it at the small size, it looks a lot shakier. Just I don't know, not as smooth and not as tidy. I don't know how else to explain it except to just keep.
I wonder if he's drawing smaller and like. Well, actually, there's a poster. They printed this poster of his drawing of the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And it's like a huge poster. It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's been showing it on his Facebook. But it's like, probably like 5 feet tall.
Okay.
So it does make you wonder, like, what size is he drawing at, Yeah. This, I picture he's probably drawing quite large and shrinking down.
Yeah.
But I think when he gets smaller, there gets to be more details, and so things become more wiggly. Whereas when you're drawing big like this, it's like easier to kind of have really clean lines.
Well, and look at all like the rendering on this guy's lab coat and stuff, and every single panel. It's just, I don't know. It's just.
And I like how he's used the duck, because Duck Edwing wrote it. And so it's like an homage to.
Oh, that's so cute.
There's some chicken fat for you. Chicken fat and signature.
Bro, in your face, Sticks. Oh, you just got humiliated. I'm still upset that you told me not to talk for you. Here's the minor ailments. You guys don't want to read this.
Well, this I like this because this is some it's like 70s Dave Berg.
Yeah. Hey, real quick though, Cam Hayden, I love this Bunk comic. I had never seen it. I don't remember it either. I feel like I must have seen it at some point, but yeah, I definitely don't. And it is so sick and twisted. Especially since it has nothing to do with chiropractic. Right? Because I guess a big bone, but I don't know. Anyway, let's go on. You like the 70s Berg?
Well, I think it's neat to see. I think this is sort of like where he's like really kind of perfected his style. But he hasn't like he's still got these characters, like he's got himself as Roger Kaputnik there.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have like the Doctor in this. He doesn't have like I don't think Gaines is in this. Which is something he started doing in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is interesting because this is like the period before the period that I was reading Dave Berg.
Yeah. I do like this type of thing on the bottom with the mom trying to open the pill bottle. Because like he did that early on when he would be more like cartoony, where he would draw all like just tons of motion lines around women when they were like just freaking out. So I like that, but I don't know. His old stuff's better.
I don't know. This is just so campy.
Dude,
There's
I think
something
I
about
talk
the
trash
style of
about
it.
you. I talk trash about you in the video that comes out tomorrow.
Me?
Yeah, I think so.
Why would you talk trash about me? I thought we were friends.
There's a Dave Berg thing, and it was like old Dave Berg, and
yeah.
I can't remember if I was just thinking.
You don't like my position that like Dave Berg got better over time.
Yeah.
But then got worse near the end.
Yes. And I was like, I don't know if I was saying negative things or just thinking negative things about you.
I think that's an oversimplification, saying he got better over time. I think this is like around when he's like kind of got it all figured out.
Yeah, but it's just so boring and there's like nothing enjoyable to see in it.
Well, they're scenes and they play out, they're not full of chicken fat, but they have a kind of like wackiness to them in terms of like the like weird like 70s patterns and outfits and stuff.
But that was just of
It's
the
clean.
time.
It supports the story, and it's iconic. You know, it's like you recognize it. It doesn't look
Yeah,
like
but
anybody
hold on,
else's
hold
art.
on. Saying, oh, there's patterns of the 70s. He was just drawing the patterns that were around him.
I know, and I think it kind of gives it like a zany kind of feel, you know, because those patterns were ugly at the time, right? And he's like drawing them. It's like, look how ugly and stupid these people are to be wearing these things, you know, that are now kind of fashionable, maybe like in an ironic kind of way. I don't know. I like it. I like it. There's something fun about it.
Like I don't want to be like a total narcissist, but I feel like you just say that to upset me. Like you're only saying that.
No, I think there's something about Dave Berg and like, you know, he found his voice, right? Like I was reading a thing about Dave Berg the other day, and he was talking about how he doesn't like art, like doing art really.
It
like
shows.
he doesn't get anything out of it. What he likes is the writing. And I think the style like evolved to meet what he wanted to do, to meet his voice. And, you know, he's got kind of like this, you know, vision at this point. Whereas before he seemed directionless. He seemed like he was just like copying other people or something. Like he didn't really have his own thing. And then this is like distinctly his. Like who else draws like this? Who would? Who would be so, you know, who would have the gall to draw like this? No one.
Look at the
But
mad
Dave
look
Berg.
at. Look at the mad look at in tomorrow's video, and you'll see. It's like, it's cool, dude.
I'll check it out. You know, it's interesting to see his earlier stuff, but like I do think like this is it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he draws a sexy girl, a sexy man, you know, fun mustaches, people smoking.
Yeah, that is sick. I
good
like
time.
that. I like that. The bikini girl, the dude in the Speedo, that's sick. I'll admit that. I like that.
The thing I think about Dave Berg is I think he like grows on you too. Like, so it's like I wouldn't read Dave Berg at first when I would read Mad, but it's like on my second or third pass, it's like now Dave Berg's the only thing that's new in the Mad, and it's like I don't know, there's something refreshing about it.
I gotta listen. I'm gonna ask my daughter what she thinks of Dave Berg.
Well, she's too young, right? Like she's not gonna appreciate it. But ask
She'll be
her
like, it sucks.
if she becomes a like voracious Mad reader, you know, when she gets a little older, she might be into it. And you know, I was looking up Dave Berg 'cause today. I was trying to find the doctor's name. I was trying to see if the doctor had a name because he was on the cover. And you know, I'd see all these Facebook posts and stuff about it, and all sorts of people are just like chiming in, like, "Oh, I love the lighter side of it's great."
Yeah,
you know, so it's like,
I know
people vibe with it. I vibe with it. I think it's fun.
People like it is not a defense.
That is a defense of a cartoon. Yeah, it is.
No,
Sorry,
it's not, man. Not
if
at
people
all.
don't like it, that would be a problem. They're
Yeah,
trying to sell magazines
you know what?
here.
A lot of people liked Limp Bizkit, right?
But I mean, not Mad readers, maybe not uniformly. But I think more Mad readers like Dave Berg. I think he's like a familiar face, and I think there's like a style there. The recurring characters, fun little gags, so many gags every single time.
I'm done. I'm over Berg. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm upset.
You're afraid that you're gonna get a Dave Berg tattoo. That's what your problem is.
I like Dave Berg. I just don't like Dave. I don't like the lighter side of. It's like the corniest thing I've ever seen.
Well, but you didn't like Dave Berg before, so it's like now, so it's like it's like a gateway drug.
I
Early
would get a Dave Berg tattoo.
So someday you're gonna come here. You're gonna turn on the live stream. You're gonna be wearing the Dave Berg safari jacket and the pipe. You look like Kaputnik personified.
Oh, dude!
And you'll be like, "I love me some Dave Berg."
Get some of those big glasses.
Oh man!
I'm gonna do a live stream as Dave Berg.
It's an easy Halloween costume.
Yeah. What do you think of this color job?
I'm assuming this is just hand colored. Don Martin colored this. This looks good. This looks great.
It looks like
Watercolor.
all of this is the same color to me. I'm colorblind though.
Oh well.
Is everything
didn't know
green?
that. Well, there's a lot of green there.
Okay.
Like they're all wearing green.
And the
scrubs.
floor is green and the door is green?
No, the floor and that's like that gold. It's like that dress that people don't, the white dress that people think is gold or green.
Blue. I think it's blue and
It's blue.
gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's like gold. There's like gold on the floor, and then it's all green. So this is the one that was in the intermission.
Yeah. I thought
That was
this...
fun how they animated it.
Oh, for sure, dude. There's something weird about like the cook, right? So the cook is like, what are you doing with the garbage? It's not at all how I imagined him to be. They made him like some sort of like vaguely ethnic European type character. Just think, if Pat's daughter and Kyle's son grow up and fall in love and they both hate Mad Mag, blew your minds. That would have to be my younger daughter, not the daughter I'm talking about mostly right now. She's too old for him.
Yeah, my kid can like whatever he wants, more or less.
Yeah. Not my kids.
I mean, but he knows who Alfred E. Newman is. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. It's pretty classy.
But he's 3, so that's the basis for liking something. Is like, I know that. I can tell you what that is. Look.
Yeah. It's like we go into the comic book shop and there will be like a Rodin like statuette, like a maquette, and like This Island Earth. That actually, there was a This Island Earth Martian insect thing.
Yeah.
And my youngest was like, "Oh my God, that's it. That's the guy." And it's like, yeah, it is. It's like, is that exact thing you're talking about? I know it. Ergo, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the more like esoteric it becomes, the more exciting it is.
Yeah. My friend's cat is into Spider-Man. Ooh, how about this? Dave Berg's best example of chicken fat, a framed picture of William M. Gaines reacting to the scene.
Well, Dave Berg is not a chicken fat guy. Like, there's no chicken fat.
Yeah. There's just...
I mean, there's like some, but it's not like, that's not what he's about.
Dave Berg is
more of a
meatloaf.
pure writing kind of comedy gold.
I mean, like, I know when you're saying it to upset me and when you're being sincere. That one was to upset me. But this is like, I think I've said this a dozen times, but a mad peek behind the scenes, I always love these, no matter who's drawing them, especially if they do this thing where it's like, you know, the walls get cut out or like part of the...
I want to do this on a beer can.
Ceiling is removed. Dude, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Do it of the good robot. What is it? Happy Chappy Robot?
What? Good Robot?
Good Robot.
Roby the Robot?
Yeah. Brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like a little robot. He water skis.
Yeah. It's fun.
Don't drink it, kids.
Don't drink it. All right. Here we have some more medals. This issue's proposed mad medals to be presented to deserving medical workers. The Fetid Food Citation. The Winged Bill Medal. The Stone Heart Award. For gallantly treating all patients, regardless of race, color, or creed, with equality, which means never, ever showing favoritism, such as being sweet, considerate, and understanding. I love the medals, and I love Jaffe's illustration of them.
He's got a really good like illustration of like objects.
Yeah.
You know, he's really good at that.
And like creating that depth, you know, like, because a medal is, you know, has depth. It's like a
high
coin.
relief or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he captures that. It's so cool. He's an incredibly talented artist. R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Low relief. It's low relief. And what's the other one?
I have no idea.
This is the other one where it comes out.
Debossed.
Anyway.
Embossed. High
There we go.
gloss.
Little known and rarely diagnosed mad ailments. So this is like, I feel like this is early Edwing. I don't even think he's signing with a duck at this point.
No, he isn't. It just says Edwing. I'm going to flip up to the front. What is this called? Rarely diagnosed?
Yeah, it's from April 1983.
83.
They put it on the page too, eh?
Oh, do they? Sometimes they
Yeah.
do. Other times they don't.
Well, I don't know if
it.
sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, or if sometimes they do and sometimes I can't find it.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. Well, let's find out when Edwing was doing his when he made that switch. What the heck? Why can't I click on Edwing stuff? There we go. Here, talk. All right. 1981. That's when he. Oh no, 1980 is when he has his first appearance as a writer. So this is still pretty early on.
Yeah, and then I think on past shows, either when you were flipping through or when I was with you flipping through, I think we've come across stuff where like someone else has like inked it or like he's working with other people.
Yeah.
So it seems like they were really kind of reluctant to let him run, you know?
Yeah. Poor dude.
And this looks rough. Like this looks rough compared to his like later work.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. I mean, what's interesting is like some of those artists like not Bob Clark, Dave Berg, Mort Drucker, you see them start at one point and then come into a style that is fairly different than what they started at. But with Edwing, he starts with a style that's very recognizable as him. There is not a lot of growth.
It changes,
there's growth
though.
of quality, but not in style, really.
Well, I think that the quality is also like a development of the style. Like there's some variation, but it's a same basic concept, like big chins, big noses, squat bodies, big eyes, kind of that like letter, like McDonald's M kind of shape down the back, you know?
Yeah, but
the duck.
And yes, but like somebody like Dave Berg, if you look at his early stuff, you wouldn't guess it's Dave Berg. If you look at Mort Drucker's first stuff at Mad, I don't know that you'd be able to say, "Oh, that's Mort Drucker."
No, because Dave Berg had a radical change. You brought it back to Dave Berg this time, but
I got Berg on the brain. I got Berg brain. I'm Berg brain. Oh, I'm writing that down.
There you go. So you can start your Dave Berg show, and that's what you call your fans, Berg Brains.
Berg Brains. Look at here. You have a ton of chicken fat. This guy is only getting more evidence to support his opinion. Sticks McFly. Look at you got Aragones. He's getting a colonoscopy and an enema. Max Korn, hangnail removal. Nick Meglin, liver transplant. That's kind of funny. Sam Viviano, foreign object extraction. Do you know what that is?
It's an object that is like outside of the body, inside. Yeah. Not necessarily.
Well, when you're at a hospital and they say we have a foreign body extraction, foreign object extraction, 9 times out of 10, it's pulling something out of somebody's butthole.
But that's because of the frequency of that event occurring.
I know, but that's
other orifices. It's not like the call sign for that.
Dude.
You could have a day where you had like, way more foreign objects pulled out of ears.
Bro, Richmond is saying Viviano put stuff in his butt. That's clear as day. Why are you arguing this?
I'm just saying. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing that that's what that means necessarily at a hospital.
It means butt stuff.
In this context, yeah.
All contexts. I'm going to go have a foreign body extraction after this. And then look at, you got a thong. There's some more chicken fat.
There you go. Yeah, this is kind of a sexy one. There's some sexy scenes in this one. You also got Dr. Kevorkian in there. That's fun.
Ooh, hot. Was that what this show was? Is like sexy doctors?
Grey's Monotony. It's called Groin's Monotony, but it was Grey's Anatomy, right?
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy.
Never watched it.
Named after the famous anatomy book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read that.
It's a medical book.
I mean, I didn't sit down and read it, but I've looked at it.
Yeah.
It's pretty thick.
In this, he has a magazine that's called Stacked Surgeons.
There's also the girl changing gratuitously in the background up top.
Where?
Top corner.
Top corner. Oh,
Keep going.
right there. Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Whoa. Dude, I think Richmond had fun drawing this one.
Yeah, this is good. This is 2006. You can definitely see improvement because I think that one's 2003, isn't it? That first one.
I'll have to go back and check the records. For Scrubs.
I feel like there's a change in the style a bit, like in the way it looks a bit.
Dude, I can't find it. I'll have to go all the way to the front. Jeez Louise. Yeah,
2003. February 2003, yeah. This is December 2006, so almost like 4 years, I guess.
Dude, look at this medical Mother Goose. I gotta move on from Richmond before you say something. Before you try.
I really like this one. I like this one a lot. I have nothing. See, it is a problem. Now it's like now when we get to him, I want to see nice things. It's like, oh, you got to move on before like.
Before he says something inflammatory.
I don't know. I think there was like a marked like development. I think between that, because when did he really start like Richmond at Mad? It was like early 2000s, right?
Oh man, I think so. Yeah, I'll look it up. What do you guys think of this though? This Al Jaffe poetry book. Who wrote this? This had to be Frank, right?
Larry Siegel.
Oh, Larry Siegel. Dude, Frank Jacobs didn't get anything in this, man. What the hell?
This is a really famous one. I've seen this one quite a few times. Great Jaffe illustrations.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the cat.
Yeah, the year 2000, end of 2000 is when he started at Mad Mag a zine.
Yeah, because I feel like the last you know, I don't know, maybe like 15 years or 20 years, somewhere between there. I think there's numbers between 15 and 20.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, it's like I feel like his like style like really like solidified, you know.
Yeah.
And then they're like all kind of not the same, but they all like they all like he's like matured, you know, completely.
Yeah, that's some really insightful commentary. In the past 20 years, his style has solidified.
No, but I mean, just right after this. So it's like, I feel like it was kind of developing too.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like you first see him in like Cracked and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit different.
Dude, we should have him on talk about Cracked.
He's never coming on again.
Dude, I want him to. Dude, you should come to Minnesota and we'll do a show together. And then you can you can mouth off and get punched.
I don't think I've ever actually mouthed off about Tom Richmond.
Look at this cat. It's disgusting.
I love this cat. This cat is great.
But it's like, it looks so human. It's disturbing.
Well, this whole article, like Jaffe is doing like a kind of like storybookification of his style.
Yeah.
And so they have this kind of like almost like a tennial kind of 19th century, you know, illustration style.
Yeah. What's a tennial?
Oh, like the guy who did the illustrations for Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, okay. Look at that. Yeah, they're all like kind of squat with weird proportions. They look like Etta Candy.
A little bit, but he's also got like the very first one, especially the Humpty Dumpty one. Yeah. Very much has like a 19th century like punch sensibility. The cat kind of looks a bit like the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
The old lady and like the kids in the shoe, I feel like the marching kids, like they look very much like an illustrative kind of style from the 19th century.
They're beautiful. Pain, pain, go away. Doctors in D.C. today lobbying the AMA. Pain, pain, go away. American Medical Association? Is that what that is? And here we have some new stuff. Not new stuff. Like, what I mean is like more contemporary stuff, right? 2014 and, 2010. Not that contemporary. Never mind. Medical shows coming to TLC. Leave my goiter alone. My baby has a Hitler mustache. That's one big ball sack. You won't believe where my ears are. Evan Dorkin. That's a famous cartoonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See?
I like that they've got this back in here, the final dose. So it's like it's a bit of the strip club or whatever, or the Fundolini pages.
Oh yeah.
Because there's so much there. Like,
yeah.
Like that almost like demands to be like, an issue or something.
Yeah. Oh, the best of the Fundolinis?
I mean, a full Fundolini issue might be a little much.
Oh, dude, I love it. I'm here for it. That's
Are you gonna fold
dude.
that?
Am I going to fold it? Nah. Oh, well, what the hell? Yeah, sure. Okay. You convinced me. What food-borne illness are millions of people suffering from? This issue will never be worth anything. Oh yeah, do you remember, speaking of issues that are worse than when I folded live on air the first Al Jaffe fold-in.
Had it already been folded?
No. No, it was fun though. What foodborne illness are millions of people suffering from? Sticker shock.
Ugh, me. I feel that. Eggs.
Dude. But are they still expensive now?
No, and not so much eggs. Eggs are fairly cheap.
They came back down, but they were up there for a while.
Our dairy is very protectivist, so it's like our dairy's mostly local.
Oh, really?
Sort of in regional, yeah.
Oh.
But it's not like artisanal.
Yeah. Mark Silk, hi from the UK. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Mark, thanks for dropping by.
Hello.
That's cool, man.
I believe it's pronounced uck.
Oh, Mark from the Ook. And then, before I forget, I watched Up the Academy for the first time last week. Horrible movie.
Yeah, that's famously bad.
Yeah. Was it Robert Downey directed it?
Someone posted on Facebook recently the script for the movie that they wanted to make.
Oh yeah.
Because basically National Lampoon Animal House was a hit. And so it's Mad wanted to make a movie, or their parent company wanted to make a movie.
Yeah.
Using the Mad brand. And it didn't turn out, and then they just licensed their name to Up the Academy, and it's not good.
Oh, that's funny.
It's no Police Academy, let's just say that.
It is not. Wee woo, wee woo.
Did you watch the cartoon show when you were a kid?
What?
Did you watch there was a Police Academy cartoon show, animated TV show?
I think I probably saw it a few times.
Yeah.
What was
ridiculous?
What was that guy's name? The black guy's name?
Soundy? I don't know. I don't remember the character's
No,
names.
not him. Not
Mahoney. That's the main one.
Winslow.
Mahoney.
His name is the guy Mahoney. Okay, yeah. Anyway.
That's the main guy. That's not the sound guy though.
Yeah, the sound guy is. I just said it. I just said what his name is. I forgot it.
Oh,
already.
what was it?
I forget, dude.
Winslow? It's Winslow?
Winslow. Michael Winslow, I think. No,
okay.
That's the guy from Family Matters. Something Winslow. I'm almost certain.
Oh, it's Carl Winslow you're thinking of.
Oh, dude. It's hard for me to keep all these facts in my brain.
All these Carl Winslow facts, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Michael Winslow. Okay. Pat is doing the sound effects guy from Michael Winslow. Yeah. Anyway, hey, Kyle.
What was his character name? That's what I want to know.
Oh, who? Nobody knows. First appearance of Ralph Macchio, though. Hey, that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Ooh, Joni Lifchachi. Ooh, a Viz book, too. All right, what the hell, Kyle? Why don't you tell people where to find you and what you've been up to with your life? Wait, no, only the first one.
Okay, good. You can find me at my website, kylebridgett.com. Also, everywhere else, I'm at Low Cozy Nostril. I live stream every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time in the Nostril Zone, where we listen to tunes and draw cartoons. And you can also check out my R. Crumb series, Canonically Crumb, where I explore the comics and characters of the Crummyverse. I think there's going to be a new one on Sunday.
Wonderful. Hey, and don't forget, did you just mention Potter ZB podcast?
I didn't. I thought maybe we'd do that one together, like a team.
Potter ZB podcast, the new podcast starring me and Kyle
also
Bridgett.
Me.
Well, you said together. I don't know.
Check it out. It's available as a podcast, and it also comes out as a video podcast.
Yeah.
Where you can see all the stuff. So check it out. Hit like, hit subscribe.
Apple, iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah, rate and review. Help us get going, because we've got some surprises coming for you. I think we've got a new department coming up with a new idiot altogether. So there's a lot of exciting things in the works. So stay tuned to Potter ZB.
Yes,
podcast.
Indeed. And
write some letters.
Oh, yeah, write some letters. PotterZBpodcast@gmail.com. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, leave comments. It's how the channel grows, and I can't do it without your support. So thank you again so much for watching. Toodaloo.